the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to the virtual Sears Point Raceway, otherwise known as today's Sonoma Raceway, for tonight's running of the penultimate race of the OP Throwback Series season. This place has been known by many names. Sears Point is tonight's venue, the 2001 name of this facility, before it changed to Infineon Raceway for a decade, starting in 2002, before being switched back to the Sonoma Raceway that we know today. What a fun race we have ahead for you. 56 laps of action. And you're going to catch it all live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. My name is Dawson Wise. I'll be bringing you all the action here tonight. I hope you enjoyed your holiday season. Happy New Year. Happy 2024 to everyone out there. Happy to be here in a new year with all of you, and some big things here to come in 2024. We've got a lot of stuff here pre-race for you. Went live a little bit early here tonight. And so as people begin to funnel in, we'll go trackside for pre-race ceremonies and the playing of our national anthem.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And again, a good evening to everyone out there watching here live on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and welcome in. Here joining you live from the virtual Sonoma, California for tonight's penultimate race of the OP Racing Throwback season. We're almost done with this first season. A lot is yet to come both tonight, next week, as well as in the future. We'll get to that here in just a moment. Before everything, though, and we will say this again here later on in the night as we go, but I did wanted to point it out that mathematically, as of this week, the 55 of Tyler Bentley is officially the OP Racing Throwback Series champion here in season number 1. Congratulations to Tyler on what's been a dominant effort here this season. He's second on the charts tonight. Watch out for him as well as we get through the night here tonight. But congratulations to the driver of the 55 on becoming an OP Racing champion here in season 1 of the return of the Throwback Series. 2 races left to go this season. The first tonight here in Sonoma, the final race of the season. Our season finale next week from the Tricky Triangle in Pocono, Pennsylvania, as we will wrap up this first season of the Throwback Series and start to look into the future. And with that being said, I would like to go ahead and say that there is a plan in place for another Throwback Series season. The schedule will feature many different venues we have not visited here yet in this section of the schedule. I don't know specifically what's going to be on that yet, but I know that some of the possibilities that I was looking at earlier, Chicagoland, Kansas, Indianapolis, Watkins Glen, New Hampshire, several very, very fun venues still to come next season. And I will plan to be back with you here for that next season right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I cannot wait. This has been a lot of fun, a change of pace for many of us, a time capsule of the boom of NASCAR. And what a season it has been. Great moments all across this season so far, and certainly more to come here in the future. So definitely wanted to hit on that before we get into it. Some very interesting things ahead for this series. A lot planning to return as well. So the field you're going to see tonight filled with drivers you may see in the future as well. I cannot wait, and I hope you cannot wait as well. I want to thank everybody for joining me here tonight. Share the link. Get the link out. Get some people watching some Throwback Racing. It's going to be a very interesting one tonight at Sonoma Raceway, and we'll go through that here in just a moment before these guys get on track for qualifying. But it's going to be a fun one tonight, a bit different than probably what you're used to seeing here on the Turn 3 Racing Network in terms of OP racing. We venture away from the ovals tonight and onto the lefts and rights here of Sonoma, as these drivers will take on a whole different challenge. And I can tell you what, these guys, I've watched them during practice. They're trying to master this track. It is an art to try to drive these kinds of cars at these kinds of racetracks. Certainly, tonight will be no different at all, as these guys take on 56 laps here at the Sonoma Raceway. No full course cautions tonight unless thrown by an admin. It'll be local cautions only, barring a track blocking incident or something of that nature where we need to throw the caution flag over the speedway tonight. Will be all local cautions. We will go green wire to wire in this one in terms of full course racing, barring any kind of incidents like that. That's going to send a whole nother wrench into this race. Pit strategy going to be key here tonight into who wins this race, who sets themselves up for next week and next season as well. We got 15, I believe, in the field tonight. Yep, about 15 have made the trip here to Sonoma. Many of the names you have already seen are in the field tonight. As I mentioned before, our champion Tyler Bentley, currently second on the speed charts. He is in the field tonight. We'll see what he can do as he wraps up a dominant season over the next 2 weeks. Several others are in the field as well. The one name that is in the field tonight that is not typically in the field, or at least has not made a start previously that I can remember, is the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, making a start tonight in the Extra Life machine. Good to see him out here racing a one-off here in the Throwback Series at the Sonoma Raceway. So good to see Peter in the field here tonight. We'll see how he does on the 12 tricky turns of Sonoma Raceway. With that being said, speaking of Sonoma Raceway, we'll go into our track analysis. This is something I wanted to do here tonight with this race being so unique and the course being so unique. I did want to give you an idea of what we are looking at. We're in a pretty good camera for it right now, right in the center of your screen, just off to the right of our scoring tower there on the left side is the start-finish line. You can see it, and the flag stand there just across from pit road where all the pit boxes are sitting. That is the start-finish line. They come up the hill. They go through that left side kink. 2 kinks there on the front stretch after the start-finish line. You just saw a car actually cross the line. I'm actually trying to figure out the best way we can do this. I might go on board. We'll do that in a moment. We'll go through your quick track facts first. So you go through the 2 left kinks. You see those 2 cars going through those now. You come up the hill. This is technically turn number 2 here. This right-hander up at the crest of the hill. You crest the hill, go back downhill just a little bit. Here is the turn 1 and 2 angle there. You see them up through 1, now into 2. That's Adam Green in that dark blue machine. Travis Elliott in the light blue machine. You crest the hill. You come down over the hill. You'll see Travis Elliott in that light blue machine do so now. You go up into 3 and over into 4. Once you come down out of turn number 4, you come down a longer hill of very sharp elevation change into this sharp turn number 5. After that, you come off turn number 5. You get onto this exit. You have a lot of cars that like to run wide on this section right here, and I'm hoping we can catch one that does it here in this section. You'll see guys come up on the curbs, get the right sides up in the air, and come up off this corner right across the curbs. You can actually see where the racing groove is. Let's see if somebody does it right here. Actually, right on the curbs was that machine. So, unfortunately, not much help to what I was trying to show, but you'll see them run wide. After that, you go all the way down this long straightaway. There you see the exit of turn number 5, down to the even sharper right-hander here in turn number 7. There you see Brian Elmore run way wide, as well as Pete DeBorgia in the 40. They both run wide. Now they come down here to turn number 7, a very sharp, slow, right-handed corner. Once you come out of that corner, you roll into what we call the S's. Here it's a very high-speed, very technical section of track. You see Brian Elmore go left, left, and then right again here over the top of this hill. A bit of a crest there. Once you exit the S's, it's another high-speed left, another high-speed right. This is turn number 10 that we're looking at right here on your screen. Once you come out of turn number 10, as you see these two doing, you can come on down a short shoot. You see the entrance of pit road there off to the right side of your screen. And then we have the hairpin turn number 11, shades of Martinsville Speedway. As you see Jimmy Fitzmaurice there in the red machine, as well as Cody Eldred try to make their way into this hairpin. You want to be as close to those curbs as possible. Once you roll off of the turn number 11, you have one more kink known as turn number 12. And then you roll down to the start-finish line. And that completes a lap at the Sonoma Raceway. We'll go on board here with your champion, Tyler Bentley, with a few minutes left in practice as he will take you around Sonoma Raceway, Sears Point Raceway, whatever you want to call it. We'll go on board with the 55. The reason I didn't speak through that lap is because I wanted you to hear his throttle control that entire lap. So you see him come to a stop. But I wanted you to hear his throttle control throughout that lap because I think the most interesting part of these cars on this racetrack is that you really never heard him go full throttle. It was never really fully to the ground. It was more just about a half, maybe 3/4. Most of these straightaways even, the elevation changes can really lighten up the car, make it loose on some of these exits of the corners, especially when you crest the hill, like this one right here down to turn number 5. When you crest that hill, come up over that hill, it really makes the car light. You have to feather that throttle, and you heard Tyler Bentley do that an entire lap. And yet, even with that, he is running inside of 119. So, a fast lap nonetheless for Tyler Bentley. And you heard right there the finesse it takes to run at a speedway like this. It's going to be a fun one. 2.5 minutes remain here in the practice session as you all start to flow in here on a Thursday night. What a great Thursday night it is for racing. Do want to apologize for the no broadcast at the Dover Motor Speedway a few weeks ago, as I had something come up that week and was unable to give you the broadcast from that race. And we are back for the final 2 races of the season here tonight at Sonoma, and next week at the Pocono Raceway to wrap up here this first season that has featured many twists, many turns, all kinds of different bumps in the road, if you will, for some of these guys. But it's been a great first season nonetheless of the return of this series, and I cannot wait to see where we go tonight, where we go next week, where we go from there on out. If you're just joining us, welcome to virtual Sonoma Raceway. Make sure to tell your friends, tell the people you know. Come out and watch some throwback racing here on a Thursday night, about 90 seconds until we get these guys on the qualifying grid for tonight, and we set our starting order for tonight's 56-lap event here from the Sonoma Raceway. Quick programming note for you, as right after this, by the time this race wraps up, hopefully somewhere around about the 10:15, 10:30 hour or so on the East Coast, head over to the Ghost Racing Network. Watch myself and my colleagues Austin Green, Matthew Baker, as we call PGR Championship Night. Tonight, a huge, big-time money race from Talladega and the Craftsman Trucks. A star-studded field. I can tell you some of the entries for that race, if you're familiar with iRacing at all, you will know those names. Garrett Maines, Colin Bowden, Malik Ray, all entered in that event. So we cannot wait to see what that brings. Five seconds to go here in practice. And these guys will go to qualifying. Here you might have some volume issues going here on the stream while these guys qualify. Here's this session comes to an end. We watch Travis Elliott wrap up his practice session. While these guys start to qualify, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to try to figure out what the issue is. And then we will come back for the tail end of qualifying as well as the starting grid. Do not go anywhere. Stay right here. Oh, maybe we don't have any issues. Now saying it sounds a little bit better. I'm not sure what the issue is, but we'll keep it here. And if it continues, if there's any issues, please do not hesitate to let me know. I'll try to get it fixed. I don't think it's all coming through well on my end, but again, I am not in your shoes right now, so we'll give you a second here to watch Travis Elliott's qualifying effort. And I'm going to see exactly what might be going on. We'll actually swap over to the man making his first start tonight, Peter DeBorgia. We'll let you watch his qualifying effort as he gets on track for the first time at Sonoma. Beautiful extra life paint on his machine tonight, and we're going to see if we can fix this as Peter runs his qualifying effort. Back here at Sonoma Raceway as we get prepared for the green flag here tonight. So we're continuing to watch Peter DeBorgia as he runs his second qualifying lap so far. Christian Strader just ahead now of our champion Tyler Bentley, who just finished up his first lap. I'll tell you what I think the issue might have been, and again, if it does start again, please let me know. I think, oddly enough, I'm pretty sure it's an iRacing issue with the cameras, perhaps, that I used during the track analysis, where I went up through the cameras that were mounted on the wall in some of the corners. It did not happen, at least it has not happened again, since I've transitioned off that camera. Again, if it begins again, please let me know. I'll take a break, try to fix it. If not, we're going to continue on, but as weird as that sounds, I'm pretty sure it might have been a camera selection issue, but I think I've got it fixed, and I'll just stay off of those cameras if I can help it here for tonight's race purposes as DeBorgia catches the wall. His effort is done right there. Christian Strader fastest in qualifying right now, 118.86. I believe that is going to be the lap that gets the job done. And so here we go. From the Sonoma Raceway as we get set to go here for 56 laps of action tonight. And we will get you right into the starting grid for Sonoma Raceway. Christian Strader in the 12, the newcomer who has taken the league by storm the last several weeks. Run up front consistently tonight. An opportunity to do so on the road course as he runs a 118.865. Good enough for the pole position here tonight. Our champion. Outside of him, it'll be the 55 of Tyler Bentley. Row 2. It'll be Matt Hayden in the 6, and Chad French, Grace Lightning in the 93. Row 3, Travis Elliott in the 51, Brian Elmore in the 39. Row 4, it'll be the man making his first start in the Throwback Series, Peter DeBorgia in the 40, and Cody Eldred to his outside in the 4. Row 5, rounding out the top 10 will be Eric Kosciolik and Bo Benham. Starting 11th will be Adam Green, the 777s. Alex Green, the big boss man, starts in 12th in the black and silver, number 3. Hunter Carlson starts 13th in the 2 machine. Jimmy Fitzmaurice in the 14th position. And rounding out the field tonight, the 44 of Anthony English. 15 have made the trip here to Sonoma, and they are ready to get it going for 56 laps at the Sonoma Raceway. Christian Strader on the pole here for tonight's event as we get ready to put these guys under the green flag for the first time. Here tonight will be a full parade lap for these drivers before we get them underway. And off they roll. We'll have a full 12-turn pace lap before we get them under the green flag for the first time. You will once again get to see them come up the hill and get another view of this 12-turn raceway that these guys will attack for the next 56 laps. We will get the job done here tonight. A new look for Christian Strader, away from the Alltel look. Tonight goes to a Busch look on that number 12. As well as going back to the Chevrolet, the familiar number 55 Nitro Martin Sports Pontiac Grand Prix for Tyler Bentley, the look we've gotten so used to over the season. Same for Chad French, the Ford Quality Care 93. The Viagra colors aboard Matt Hayden tonight in the 6. New colors for Travis Elliott as well. He detailed that, as well as Peter DeBorgia's Extra Life number 40 machine. New looks here on several drivers as we get ready to wrap up this season. The penultimate race. 1 week after this one, we will wrap up our season from the Pocono Raceway. Before then, though, the lefts and rights of the winding Sonoma Raceway tonight as we get ready to tackle this race on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thanks once again for joining me. You are watching the OP Racing Throwback Series Round 15 at Sonoma. Through that final S-curve one more time and down here to the hairpin. The field now as the pace car dives to pit road. in the hands of Christian Schrader. Field rolls through this long hairpin and off onto the front straightaway. And now await the flag man here for the green flag in the penultimate round of the OP Racing Throwback Series. 2 races to go. Christian Schrader, Tyler Bentley bring him into the restart zone. Green flag, we are racing from Sonoma. Up the hill through 1, now up into turn number 2. Chad French trying to move on the way back. Matt Hayden is up to third here as they crest the first hill. Schrader 2 car lengths in front of Tyler Bentley. Now Bentley settles nicely here into the second position. Matt Hayden will settle into third, but he's under fire from Chad French in the 93. We'll go back here. Matt Hayden settles nicely here into the third position. Now French under fire from Travis Elliott, the first battle on the racetrack. Into turn number 5. French rolls it wide, rolls nicely off the corner. Travis Elliott, I think, oh man, I thought he got around. Now he's under attack from his Bootnaka teammate, Peter DeBorgia. On other nights of the week in the Super Speedway Series. Running once again here tonight. As everybody singles out. And now we begin to figure out who's going to blink first here. In the front of the field, looks like a battle here for 7th between Elmore and Eldred. So far, they have sorted things as well. And so we go back up front. Christian Schrader, Tyler Bentley have pulled away from Matt Hayden by about a second or so. Schrader runs the hairpin wide, and that's going to give the lead right over to Tyler Bentley. And the champ takes the lead here on lap number 1. He will lead the first lap at Sonoma. 1 down, 55 to go. Bentley up the hill into turns 1 and 2. Chad French has caught Matt Hayden for third. That battle starting to heat up a little bit further back as these guys hit 2 and now are up the hill towards 3 and 4. Up through 3 goes Bentley. Schrader right in tow. French loses some time here to Matt Hayden. Travis Elliott trying to reel those 2 in as well. Meanwhile, Schrader not letting Bentley get away anytime soon. Off into turn number 5. Both use the curbs. Schrader up off the ground almost, and now he's within a car length of Bentley once again. Tyler Bentley down through 7. Schrader right in tow, about a half car length off the back bumper of the 55 down to the high-speed S's. Bentley, Schrader, pretty much punch for punch so far. Nobody with a clear advantage. The 55 of Bentley able to drive away just the slightest bit into the high-speed left, turn number 9. Now off into the high-speed right, turn number 10. A very treacherous corner to watch for tonight is turn number 10. Not a lot of balance down there on these race cars. Both of the leaders handle it very well, though. Into the hairpin. Schrader within a half car length once again. You see him get all the way up, almost right sides on the pavement, down by the tires there in turn 11. But both men able to really work that turn. Now down through 12, the last left-hand kink into the start-finish line as Bentley leads another lap. We'll begin to look for some battles. First one here is for third. Matt Hayden and Chad French. French been knocking on the door here of the 6 for a moment. Not able to really make a pass. Now up through turns 2, up towards 3 here at the top of this hill. They'll crest that hill. And Chad French will sit about a car length off the back bumper of Matt Hayden in the Viagra for Taurus. Travis Elliott able to settle into 5th. He watches this battle here from about 2 car lengths back. Peter DeBorgia settles into the 6th position. DeBorgia goes way wide. Is he able to keep it clear of the tires? Somehow, yes. Now he slides it. DeBorgia out of shape back here, but able to get it back going. And now Brian Elmore will look to the outside of him. Can DeBorgia get it back going and maintain 6th? Yes, he can. A good save by Peter DeBorgia. One of the first big moments we've seen for the leaders here tonight, but he keeps it rolling in the right direction as he comes down through the S's. Not really any great battles on the racetrack right now, other than this continuing battle for the lead. Schrader not letting Tyler Bentley get away so easily here. Trying to keep him in his sights. Keep the lead within grasp as Bentley starts to try to work into a rhythm. They're running almost identical lap times. That time, Tyler Bentley about 2/10 faster. Look back here towards the rear of the field. Eric Kosciolik in the 7. About 2/10 separate our 2 leaders. And the fastest car on the racetrack is the man you're looking at right now, Tyler Bentley, as he starts to settle into a rhythm as this battle starts to heat up a little bit. Hunter Carlson and Eric Kosciolik. And something has happened with Christian Strader in the 12. We'll try to get a look at that here briefly. He was following the leader, Tyler Bentley. We're going to try to do this throughout the night with no full course cautions, try to get an idea of what happened, and he slid the car sideways. Kept it off the wall, but lost some valuable track position, so Strader is now back to the 5th position, and Tyler Bentley able to have a real cushion now early on in the going. So a tough break for Strader, but he gets it back going, and he's back in the 5th position. We'll see what he can do as he tries to work back up towards the leaders. Bentley continues to lead here on lap number 4 to be 52 laps to go. As he hits the start-finish line, puts lap 5 on the board. This race will fly by at the rate we are going. Full course caution is going to become less and less likely as the night continues. As these guys get more and more strung out, pitch strategy becomes a real object. It is likely this race will go wire-to-wire green. A feat not yet seen this season, but tonight certainly a good opportunity to do so. DeBorgia and Elmore, this has become a nice battle here for 6th as Brian Elmore starts to show some speed here early in the run. DeBorgia trying to make up for nearly missing turn number 5. He's in turn number 5 right now. He's one of the ones that really utilizes those curbs. You can see him lean into that curb a lot more than some of the guys around him. Oh, he slides it a little bit loose there on the entry to turn number 7. And down to the S's comes DeBorgia, and he will continue to roll it forward. Tyler Bentley's lead is 5 seconds here. As Matt Hayden continues to drop time, the battle between Chad French and Travis Elliott begins to heat up now. French in the 93, Elliott in the 51. Elliott will take a peek here on the entry of turn number 11. French smokes the right front tire, gets in there a little bit hot, runs it a bit wide. Here comes Travis Elliott. The battle will be on here for the 3rd position. Chad French, 93. Travis Elliott, 51. Chad French going to let the 51 go on by. So Travis Elliott moves into the 3rd position. Tyler Bentley continuing to lead there. He is. As he sets a blistering pace here. He's got the best lap of the race. He is the fastest car on track by over a second. Make that about 0.8 of a second. Christian Strader still trying to hang with him on lap times. As Bentley is down through the S's. Travis Elliott's pulled about 1.5 seconds on Chad French, and now everyone relatively separated here early in the goings of this race. Not any great battles here in the early portions. Best battle on the racetrack remains the battle for 6 between DeBorgia and Brian Elmore. As DeBorgia slides the tires off into the dirt just a little bit, has to back out. Elmore able to bring that battle back just a little bit. So we'll continue to watch this battle here as lap 7 is on the board. 50 laps to go here from Sonoma. We will continue to keep an eye on DeBorgia, Elmore. Now Cody Eldred starts to bring his machine into this battle as well. He's currently 8th. Battle ongoing between Bo Benham and Hunter Carlson. We'll go back here and look at this one as it is very close together here for the 10th position. Hunter Carlson started to find a little bit of something here early in the going. Takes a look. Benham off course. Puts the rights in the grass and brings it almost to a stop and gives the position to Hunter Carlson. Battle starting to shape up here between Matt Hayden and Travis Elliott. I'll tell you what, Travis Elliott's found some kind of speed here early on as well, as he starts to close on both our 2nd place car, and it started to close the gap on our leader, Tyler Bentley, as well. So the 51 of Travis Elliott has found some speed here in the early going of the race. Matt Hayden holds on to 2nd for now, but it may not be for long. Travis Elliott has really found some serious speed. As we get later into this run, he was only about 0.3 off of our leader, Tyler Bentley, last time by. Let's see what he's at this time by. Still about 2.5 tenths off our leader. Meanwhile, Matt Hayden has started to lose a little bit of ground. In terms of lap times, he continues to maintain the second position as Bentley's lead is up to 7.5 seconds so far. Hayden hits those curbs. Trouble further back. Hunter Carlson has had an issue here on the 2 machine. Let's see what happened. Crosses the start-finish line off into the left-hand kink. As he goes to brake for turn 1, overshoots. And has to bring that machine to a stop on the top of the hill. A tough break for him. He gets it back going, though no harm, no foul. No damage to that machine, so he will continue on forward. I can tell you Christian Strader has tried to start to reel in Chad French. He's not gained a ton since that incident earlier in the race. You can tell he is really having trouble with the tires now. As he overshoots the hairpin, now will lose a ton of ground to the cars in front of him. And we'll go back up here because the battle for second is really heating up now. Lap 9 goes on the board, and this battle for second continues to get better as the race goes on. Matt Hayden and Travis Elliott are now only a car length apart. Travis Elliott has found some serious speed. We'll see if he ends up finding anything for our leader, Tyler Bentley. But for now, his sole purpose is passing the 6 of Matt Hayden. I can tell you, Chad French has also started to gain some time back into this battle as you see him start to drive back up towards these 2 as well. Nine laps on the board. 48 still remain. It'll be 47 when Tyler Bentley flashes past the start-finish line once more. We will have green flag pit stops tonight by virtue of no full course cautions. Guaranteed green flag cycles. Opportunities to gain time. Opportunities, though, also to lose it by virtue of missing pit road, sliding through the box. Penalties. All the more likely here at a road course than they are on the typical straight pit road of an oval. This pit road's so unique because it follows the hairpin and actually follows the design of the front stretch as well. You can see it actually curved to the left twice. So the awareness of a driver needs to be even higher than it normally is on an oval here at tracks such as this one. Jimmy Fitzmaurice passes Bo Benham. That's for 11th further back. So we continue to try to keep it here. As this has turned into a 3-car battle for the second spot. Matt Hayden, Travis Elliott, and Chad French. I know we got Grease Lightning fans in the chat again tonight. Good to see you, and another good run so far for the driver of the 93. Ford Quality Care machine. As he stalks this battle for second. You see Alex Green, he's gone a lap down to our leader, Tyler Bentley. Going to present an issue here for this battle for second as well. Hayden off through the dirt. Bounces it up off the curb. Travis Elliott does the same thing. They are able to negotiate Alex Green, but not without a minor issue there trying to get around him. Not a great spot to catch a lap car. Now Hayden boots turn 10. Goes wide, puts the tires in the dirt, and Travis Elliott says thank you very much and drives on by. Chad French, does he try to get them both here in turn number 11? He will get them both in turn 11. Great move by French. Here comes Elliott. Switchback here off turn number 11. Down to 12. Elliott able to hold off that charge from Chad French. For now. French, I thought for sure he had second right there when he got through turn 11. Oh, Elliott really undercuts turn number 2 as Chad French was able to arc it a little bit more. He's going to be able to hold on to the 51. It'll be about a car length and a half back as they go downhill, now back uphill here into turns 3 and 4. And down the hill one more time to 5. Chad French continues to stalk the 51 of Travis Elliott. Tyler Bentley, meanwhile, has driven away by 14 seconds here early in this race. Barring a mistake, certainly appears it is his race to lose here with only 11 laps complete. As he has done so much this season, he continues to lead the way. Similar story tonight. He's able to translate the dominance over to the road course, and so far tonight he has led every single lap wire to wire to this point in the race. Travis Elliott now boots turn 10. He puts the tires in the dirt for the first time. Chad French able to reel him right back in, and once again the battle for second is on as they enter the hairpin. Not a ton of battles further back. I can tell you Matt Hayden has lost 4th position to Christian Strader, who is trying to pick up some more time on this battle for second, but he's back up to the 4th position after his incident early in the going of tonight's race. So we will see if he can reel these guys in for second as well, as we start to get it towards the end of the run and begin to expect our first cycle of green flag pit stops. And we will see who benefits from those. So Elliott begins to pull a bit of a gap here on Chad French for the second position, but he slides the hairpin badly. French follows him right in and does it as well. Boy. So these guys, you can tell they're starting to really shred the tires here late in the run. The tires now suffering from the abuse they've had from the start of this race. As Elliott and French continue to slide there, Strader able to pull some more time on these drivers. He's inside of 3 seconds from this battle as he tries to reel them in. Can tell you now, here on lap 13, Anthony English did not start tonight's race. He did not make the grid, so 14 the total for tonight's event. Travis Elliott continues to drive away from Chad French. It's 14 laps complete here at the Sonoma Raceway as the field is very strung out now. About 52 seconds separate our lead lap cars. The leader, Tyler Bentley, actually maybe a little bit more closer to about 110. As Matt Hayden's put it in the dirt now in the early corners of the speedway. He gets it back going off of 4, now down towards turn number 5. And down into 7. Again, not much opportunity here for battles on the racetrack. Everybody very separated right now as we await our pit stop cycle. So we'll do a quick full field rundown for you here. A quarter of the way through this one from Sonoma. Tyler Bentley leads the way. He's about to put Eric Koscielek a lap down here as he enters turn number 1. He is the leader here through 14 laps complete at Sonoma. Travis Elliott currently runs in the second position in the 51. As he flashes by the start-finish line. What a great run it is for Travis. A guy that every time we see him start, he has a lot of speed. Tonight, no different. So far running in the second position. We'll see what he can do the rest of the way. Chad French, how about Grease Lightning? This seems like the norm for him. Running in the top several cars here of the field over the last several weeks. Most of the season, really. It's been a quietly very consistent, strong season with the driver of the 93. as he puts on another good run so far here in Sonoma. A mistake-free run so far from him. Christian Schrader runs in the 4th position. Started on the pole of tonight's race and has drifted back to 4th after an early mishap, but still finds himself running very well. Certainly one of the more successful rookies that took the league by storm as he slides it, actually jumps it. Dukes of Hazzard style for the 12 of Christian Schrader. Glad we caught that moment on camera. I don't even hardly know how to react to that. What a moment there for Christian Schrader as he jumps it through the dirt. But he runs in the 4th position, and Matt Hayden rounding out the top 5. Another strong run for him as well. Pause the full field rundown. We got Adam Green. He's had a problem here further back towards turn number 5. We'll see what happened to the driver of the 777. As he crests that hill down towards turn 5. And I think he's just going to slide the back end out, and that's exactly what he does, able to get it back going. We've also had a problem where Alex Green in the 3 may have actually followed right in the footsteps of Adam Green here. As he just pulls out of the way for other lap cars. We'll go back to our full field rundown here as we get ready for pit stops. Brian Elmo runs in the 6th position. In the 39 machine. As it's a great run so far for the driver of the 39. Another one of the drivers that came in the latter parts of the season, but has had success, has had speed. Pause the rundown again. We got problems one more time, this time for Eric Kostyolik, and this time it appears to be our first major problem of the evening here for the driver of the 7. As he has not yet gotten that car back going. He was in the S's here, and I think he might fall victim to the treacherous turn number 10. Up on the curbs in the dirt, and slides it loose. We're actually going to take another look at this. He pounds the wall there. Let's try to take one more look at this here. We get a decent look. He gets up in the dirt, and the grip goes out of that car. He bounces off the tire barrier. A pretty hard hit there for that driver. Unfortunately, he has gone right to the pit lane. First pit stop of the night is Peter DeBorgia. We were about to spotlight him on our full field rundown. We will in just a moment. Cody Eldred, though, runs in the 7th position in the Sharpie Chevrolet. Good run so far from him as well. He's shown speed already tonight as well, on par with the top 5 here in the race. Hunter Carlson runs in the 8th position in the 2. Another good run for him. One of the newcomers later in the season as well in that Chevrolet. Peter DeBorgia currently runs 9th. He's having his pit service completed here on the front straightaway. Now he actually drops to 11th, so Adam Green will inherit the 9th position. One of the better runs of the year for the Adam Green machine so far, running inside the top 10. Jimmy Fitzmaurice runs in 10th. Rounding out the top 10 right now, Bo Benham rounds out the top 11 cars. He runs in the 11th position. Actually, DeBorgia is going to overtake him, so Benham runs in the 12th position. In the 64, a Daytona winner from earlier in the season opener. Alex Green runs in the 13th position in the black and silver number 3. Our Talladega winner from earlier on in the season, our second trip to Talladega. And Eric Kostyolik, I believe, he has rejoined the racetrack here in the 14th position. As he is 2 laps down currently in the 7 after that incident we just saw on our replay. Tyler Bentley has brought that car to pit road, had his pit service completed here on the first pit run of the night, so expect about a 3-stop night here for these guys. As just past 17 laps complete, we've had our first round of pit stops underway. Christian Schrader, Matt Hayden bring their cars to pit road. Schrader actually down and away already. Adam Green, should be Fitzmaurice, going to bring their cars down as well. So we await the rest of our leaders here. Really quickly here as we await Travis Elliott, Chad French, and others to pit. I will tell you the issue I know is still happening with the sound. It's going to unfortunately be something I can't fix mid-race. Without a virtue of a full course caution to give us an opportunity to take a break. Unfortunately, it's not an issue that I can fix tonight under the green flag. Simply because I want to keep it here for all the action that's going to take place in this event. It'll be fixed for next week. I do know it is happening. I don't believe it's happening the whole time. It did not sound like it was when I got a chance to listen back to it, but I do certainly know it's happening and apologize for it. Unsure what kind of issue, as trouble. As Alex Green, I believe that was who that was that got off track and into the retaining wall there up the hill into turn number 2. Bo Benham, Adam Green, Cody Eldred, Chad French all make their pit stops. And now we simply only await Travis Elliott in the 51. I believe Brian Elmore has yet to make his stop as well. Currently running in the 3rd position. Not sure what this does for Travis Elliott waiting until late. You can see the gap chipping away here for Tyler Bentley in the 55. It's a bit of a cushion. If it's a fast enough pit stop, you would think that perhaps Travis Elliott could beat Tyler Bentley off pit road, but now you just see him at the top of the S's. I don't think he's going to have enough of a gap. As he comes through turn 10 and down to turn 11, you imagine he would make his pit stop here. A hot entry to pit road. We'll see if he makes pit speed here. In fact, I don't even think you have to actually be down to pit speed. I think the commit line is right there. So the entry line actually way far down. So an aggressive entry as Elliott will roll to his box and complete his service. And that will hand the lead right back over to the champion, Tyler Bentley. We wait to see here if Brian Elmore makes his stop. He will. And that will complete our first round of green flag pit stops from Sonoma. Tyler Bentley up the hill here to turn number 1. Now off into the right-hander of turn number 2. As he continues to set a torrid pace here in this race. Already over a third of the way through this one. 19 laps complete of 56. This one is going by here in a hurry. We're 8 laps short of halfway. As Bentley continues to lead the way and looks to add another win to his diverse portfolio of wins from this season. He's won, it seems like, on every type of track. Short track, mile and a half, larger intermediate oval. I don't believe he won on a super speedway, but I believe he'll put that on his checklist for next season. He looks to add a road course to that portfolio of wins from this season. He's won almost everywhere. And boy, would it cap off an incredible season for Tyler Bentley. If you're just joining me, the penultimate race, the OP Racing Throwback Series tonight from Sonoma. It would be Tyler Bentley's 7th win of the season if he can get the job done here tonight. We'll see if he can do so. Barring a mistake, he has driven to a 22-second lead after the pit stops. Actually, this battle for second has become pretty interesting as Christian Strader is right back in the battle for the second spot. Chad French has dropped to 4th here on this cycle of pit stops. Peter DeBorgia actually one of the beneficiaries of this cycle as he is up to the 6th position once again. Biggest mover in this race is the man currently in the 9th position, and that is Hunter Carlson in the 2. He's up inside the top 10 one more time as he looks to gain a few more spots. Strader and Carlson, very good runs. Much to the appreciation of the fan in the chat. They both are running well so far here tonight. We're going to go back to the battle for second. What was the battle for second between Strader and Travis Elliott as Chad French tries to close up the gap between this battle for the second spot. As Tyler Bentley's lead continues to grow here, 6 laps short of the halfway mark at Sonoma. Now Strader pulls to within a half a car length of Travis Elliott. Our first battle here for one of these top 5 spots may be getting closer to being underway. Travis Elliott coming under fire from the pole sitter from tonight's event, Christian Strader, who again taps the wall. Seen him do that a number of times so far on the kink in the front straightaway area. They both head up the hill towards the left-hander. And now off into the right-hander, and this will stay a battle for the second position. Strader really able to negotiate the curbs well. One of the better drivers that can get airborne on the curbs and really make it work, whereas some other drivers maybe aren't willing to test it. You'll see it again right here. Actually does not use the curbs, opts to not use the curbs. Look at these guys, all kinds of out of control here down the hill through the S's. What a great battle we have here for second. As these guys fight right on the edge of control. Down to the S's. Strader, he may have a go at him right here if he can stay with him through turn number 10. He stays within a car length. Now back to a half a car length. Does he take a go at the 51 here in turn 11? Nope, backs off. Brakes early. Tries to set it up and use the curbs to his advantage, but Travis Elliott's so good in that corner. He's able to drive back away one more time. Strader very good at the high-speed sections. Travis Elliott better in the slower corners of this speedway. A very technical battle underway here for the second position. Battle about to be on here for sixth between Peter DeBorgia and Brian Elmore, as Elmore takes a go at the 40 here in the hairpin of turn number 11, but over-rotates the car. Goes wide, and DeBorgia goes right back around him for the sixth spot. We'll keep an eye on that battle. Actually, yeah, we'll go back. Actually, we'll go back to that battle here for a moment. It's the closest battle on the racetrack. So these two continued to battle here for the sixth position. DeBorgia and Elmore battle for P6. DeBorgia off onto the curbs here with the lefts. Now goes way wide again here in 5. Has to hook it back to the right. It's going to allow Elmore back into this one. And slow DeBorgia up a lot. He actually gets in behind the 39 now as they get to the S's. So Elmore takes 6th from DeBorgia. The battle now will be for third in a moment, I believe, as Chad French starts to reel in Christian Strader as the run goes on. For now, this remains the best battle on the speedway. As Brian Elmore continues to be under fire here from Peter DeBorgia on lap number 24 from the Sonoma Raceway, approaching halfway already. About 4 laps short of the halfway mark with no full course cautions. This race, like I said, will fly by. Trouble again for Alex Green in the 3. He has gone wide here in the hairpin. Let's see what happened to him. Into the hairpin turn 11. Locks up the front tires. Still smoking him and gets into the barrier. Also trouble for Jimmy Fitzmaurice as well in the 33. I believe it happens right in the tire tracks of Alex Green. Let's see. Yes, it does. He slides the back tires, is able to get it back going, and no harm, no foul for Jimmy Fitzmaurice. We'll take another look at our leader, Tyler Bentley, who continues to lap very solid times here at Sonoma, as he appears to be on track for quite possibly what could be his most dominant season, or his most dominant win of the season, as Alex Green goes off the speedway here in the early part of the S's. But Bentley on pace for what could be considered his most dominant win of the season to this point, if it stays the way it is so far. I believe he's led wire to wire for the most part. Lost the lead for a moment on pit stops, but not sure if... I believe Travis Elliott may have led 1 lap, but other than that, Bentley has led wire to wire and has grown his lead to 22 seconds over Travis Elliott and the remainder of the field. Adam Green with some problems. Let's see what happened to the 777 in the hairpin. Goes to hook it back left to get through the kink. Slides it loose and gets into the retaining wall. He is able to get it back going, though, and we continue on. Travis Elliott, Christian Strader, this battle has cooled off a little bit. Chad French continues to run fourth. Battle between Brian Elmore and Peter DeBorcha has settled out a little bit as well. That's for the 6th position. Bentley continues to lead 2 laps short of the halfway mark. As I've talked to Tyler over the course of the season, if you've watched the post-race show and any of his many podium finishes this season, he continues to stress the importance of just consistency, reps, hitting your marks, preparation as well, as being the secret to his success. And it certainly has been the case so far this season. Ever since we picked up the season at Talladega, as well as Darlington, Texas, and many races since, Tyler Bentley, on every form of racetrack, every discipline of racing in this race car that we have done over the course of this season, he always seems to be one of the most prepared drivers on the grid. One of the guys that you know will go out there and hit his marks. And I think the key thing as well to his run this season has been the lack of mistakes. There have not been many times this season where you can say Tyler Bentley made a mistake that cost him a race. And that is the secret to winning a championship, and he has certainly found that this season. There's definitely some luck behind it as well, but the ability to prepare and also to limit your mistakes has certainly allowed him to have one of the more dominant league seasons I have ever seen. As he looks to top that off with at least one victory here tonight, potentially back-to-back victories, should he go to victory lane next week in Pocono. That'd be the ultimate way to cap off a run like this. Trouble for Alex Green further back in the 3. We'll see what happens to this driver. You see Kosciolek actually gets off further back as well, gets in the tire barrier. Green into the hairpin. I believe he locks the fronts up again. One more time, he does. No harm, no foul, though, this time, and is able to drive away unscathed. Battle has started to close back up just a little bit between Travis Elliott and Christian Strader for the 2nd spot. As Elliott approaches the lap machine of Jimmy Fitzmaurice, Strader able to pull within about 0.6 of a second. Then loses some more time here on the entry of the hairpin. Again, not really a great battle on track. Oh, Travis Elliott gets the wall right there just past the start-finish line. We are halfway home from Sonoma Raceway. 28 down, 28 to go. As Strader pulls to within a car length, the battle for second is on one more time between Travis Elliott and Christian Strader. Down to 5. Strader all of a sudden within half a car length. With the back bumper of the 51, Travis Elliott got to be saying, boy, where did you come from? As Christian Strader, a little bit of life here late in our second run. We expect more pit stops around lap 50 or so. Actually, excuse me, lap 35. Lap 50 should be our last set of pit stops. So a late race pit stop still to come for these drivers. The next round here, the next 5 to 8 laps, I would say. Strader closes it up one more time. Does he have a go at the 51 here in turn number 10? Or perhaps turn number 11 if he can get a good enough arc? Elliott's so good in these slow corners, but that time trips up. And now Strader going to get a look at him here on the inside of turn number 11. Into the hairpin for second. Elliott rolls way wide, gives plenty of room to Strader. Now tries to cut it down across 11 and go back to work. Travis Elliott will try to cut back into the lead, but Christian Strader for now is back to the second spot. As he rolls up the hill towards turn number 1. So he's recovered nicely from the incident earlier in the going and now looks to set his sights on putting himself into a little bit of a gap here, a little bit of a lull. Take some stress off himself on the pit stops here coming up in a few short laps. Already put a second on Travis Elliott. He worked on him. You could see it happening. Every time we looked at that battle, he worked on it and worked on it and worked on it and chipped away and had a couple looks at it. And that time, finally, he gets it to go his way. Drives a great second half of the lap down through the S's into turn 11. Puts a great lap together and is able to drive right on by Travis Elliott. And now sets sail just a little bit here from the 51. Now the 51 may fall into the clutches here of Chad French in the 93. As we get later in the run and closer to those pit stops. Hunter Carlson's gained another spot. He's up to 8th. Everybody else has kind of settled in wherever they've settled in. I can tell you Cody Eldred has dropped to the 9th position. The lead for Tyler Bentley, yeah, it's 25 seconds, but it is starting to fade. Now, it would take quite a bit of chipping away here. I just don't think he's got the laps to get back to him, but Christian Strader is starting to slowly take an axe to that lead for Tyler Bentley. It may eclipse 25 seconds here for the first time tonight. I just think he's gotten in too much of a hole here, barring a Tyler Bentley mistake. He will get it inside of 25 seconds. I just don't think there's enough time for him to run the 55 down, but we'll see. He's really cutting some time out of this gap. We'll see what he can do. So Bentley continues to lead. Strader second, Elliott third, French fourth, and Matt Hayden has continued to settle nicely into the 5th position. Here's Travis Elliott being chased by Chad French, who closes that gap inside of 1 second. And here's one more look at our leader, Tyler Bentley. So now the question will be, as Strader starts to chip away just a little bit at that gap for Tyler Bentley, the question becomes now, will Tyler Bentley make a mistake? We talked earlier about the fact that his mistake-free racing had really led him to his form of dominance that we've seen throughout the season, and he finds himself in another opportunity here if he goes mistake-free to go back to victory lane, if he can just stay away from the mistakes. .25 to go from the Sonoma Raceway, the penultimate round of the OP Racing Throwback Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you missed it earlier on in the night, Season 2 of the return of this series, technically Season 3, but Season 2 for our broadcast purposes. The next season of this series will be taking place sometime in the near future, over the next several weeks. Probably about a month or so, I would say. A break to revamp the field and get ready to gear up for the second part of this series, following the second half. Roughly following the second half of the 2001 Winston Cup Series schedule. If you notice, the first half of this series, the first season, if you will, has followed the first half of that schedule as Alex Green goes off and gets right back on. The first half of this series, first season that we've had here that ends next week in Pocono, roughly follows the first half of that series. Trips to Darlington, Bristol, Daytona, Talladega, California, Dover. Obviously, we have Pocono, Sonoma, Richmond, and races of the like. The second season, or half of that schedule, Loudon awaits. Las Vegas potentially awaits. Kansas, Chicagoland, Indianapolis, Watkins Glen, Michigan. Several of those races all await here in the future, so keep it on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we will have that second season for you whenever it does happen. We will have that second season for you. So, hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on, and watch for OP Racing Throwback Series Racing. It'll be sometime in the next month after next week's finale, so roughly about 4 weeks, I would think, or so, and we will be back to racing, and I'll try to get a more secure date for you next week. And we can announce that on the air as we get ready to go into our off-season period here for the Throwback Series. We will have that second season for you, the second half of the Winston Cup schedule, as Tyler Bentley aims to defend his championship that he locked up here by virtue of starting tonight's race. We'll have an extended chat with Tyler next week about his championship, perhaps pre-race, to get his thoughts on what he feels like he did right this season, as well as how he feels to be an OP Racing champion. We'll have that for you in next week's event from Pocono Raceway. We're inside of 25 laps to go, well inside of halfway now. In Sonoma, we expect any moment to have our second cycle of pit stops. As Tyler Bentley continuing to lead the way, it's still stalled about 25.5 seconds or so. From the leader back to second place, Christian Strader. I can tell you the battle for third has started to heat up here between Chad French and Travis Elliott. Actually, Chad French has taken that position, but maybe not for long. Here comes Travis Elliott on the exit of turn 11. He'll try to get back to the 93, but for now, Grease Lightning is back inside the top three for the second time tonight as he begins to drive away from Travis Elliott as well. So the good run continues here for Chad French, as he sets his sights now on Christian Strader, trying to run him down for the second position, continuing to hold off the 51 of Travis Elliott. We await our second cycle here of pit stops any moment. It could be any lap now. In fact, I think it may be starting as Eric Kosciolek hits pit lane for his service. The second round of service here tonight. We have one pit stop after that, perhaps. Depends on how long these guys can go. They've gone about 18 laps. If they can get about inside of 20 laps to go, it's safe to assume perhaps that we could make it all the way. Tyler Bentley pit very early compared to some of the other leaders, and that could be very interesting if some of these guys could stretch a fuel tank out to about 20 laps to go. This becomes really interesting. You begin to wonder if perhaps a guy could save enough fuel to maybe only do one more pit stop, while Tyler Bentley, our leader, may have to pit twice. If that's the case, this could get really interesting here on this last run. If everybody can make it inside of that number. Oh, trouble. It's Christian Strader. Oh, no, and the 12 has taken that car to pit road. What in the world has happened on the 12 machine? He's just in front of that battle that's now for second. Oh, something happened earlier. This is a prior incident here for Christian Strader. We got to go back. He's got severe damage. Oh, no. I think he may have hit the tires. He does. Christian Strader collides with the tire stacks there in turn 11 on the hairpin and knocks the suspension out of alignment on the 12 and jumps right to pit road. That car would not steer. You see it cranked all the way to the left, and unfortunately for the man running inside the top three, a tough break, as now he'll have to await a long tow period on pit road that'll put him multiple laps down. You see him there. What an unfortunate break for that machine. As inside of 20 laps to go, we await our leaders, and now as all the leaders, get closer to that lap, that 18, 19 lap to go number, now you begin to think that maybe perhaps all of the leaders can make the end of the race. If that's the case, and once this second pit stop is completed, then there will be no more pit stops to be made. And we'll be able to run the entire race to the end without another pit stop. The battle is really heated up for second. We'll keep it here to see if Tyler Bentley hits pit road. But that battle for second has really heated up. Bentley, I thought he was going to commit to pit road. He does not. So we will take a look back at the battle for second between Chad French and Travis Elliott, as they are down through the S's here into turn number 10. Not quite into turn number 10 yet. Still in the S's, now through 9 and down towards 10, as French really has found some speed in this section of the racetrack. Peter DeBorgia, Cody Eldred begin our second cycle of pit stops, and now we are into what should be our final cycle of the night. Chad French is in. He will give up second to come to pit road and make his final stop of the evening, we assume. That gives second over to Travis Elliott in the 51. And now we focus on our leader, Tyler Bentley, assuming he gets through this last pit cycle with no issues. We assume he will be able to make the end of the race on this next pit stop. And so we await that. Hunter Carlson putting some serious pressure on Bentley here, trying to get his lap back. Only 5 cars remain on the lead lap here. DeBorgia, Eldridge, Strader, all of them have gone a lap down. Does Bentley hit pit road this time? It appears that he will. So Carlson will go to the tail end of the lead lap one more time as he passes our leader. And Bentley will keep an eye here on the 55 to see if he gets through his pit service without issue. Travis Elliott as well has hit pit road from second, so he will give that position up to come to pit road. Bentley into his box, no issues there. Up on the jack goes the 55. See Brian Elmore leaving. He's holding on to the 6th position. Matt Hayden now has dropped to 7th. Bit of an extended stop on that machine as well. Bentley down and away. Travis Elliott remains on pit road. He'll drop off the jack. And perhaps an extended stop for him as well. And now Chad French. Perhaps a penalty here for the 93. And a tough blow for him as he's going to have to make a second pit stop and try to maintain his position. Whoa, Tyler Bentley, right as we cue back onto him. I had said he doesn't need to make a mistake, and I almost jinxed him. Man, he was inches from that tire barrier off the exit of turn number 5. And from what we just saw from Christian Strader a moment ago, that would have been devastating for the driver of the 55. Chad French down and away one more time, and he has lost a ton of positions here. So Chad French, what was a very encouraging run, has now turned into a 4th place effort. Still very good for the driver of the 93, but certainly has some work to do here to make the top 3 one more time. As he will try to go to work on the 2 of Hunter Carlson, who has taken the 3rd position. As Tyler Bentley continues to lead over Travis Elliott and Hunter Carlson. Christian Strader, by the way, has recovered all the way to 5th. So after all that, Strader has recovered nicely and made it back inside the top 5. Bentley wide again here in 5. Misses the tire barrier. is able to keep it going. Rolls it wide there in 7, but when you have a lead like Tyler has, about 23 seconds over Travis Elliott, you can afford to make little mistakes like that. The big mistakes are what you cannot afford. Hunter Carlson has come to pit lane to complete his service. And so now, effectively, this will be the battle for the 3rd position as they will bypass Hunter Carlson. So Schrader and French here will battle for 3rd. So French, perhaps, may not have lost all that much. Although Schrader really driving away from him here. 16 laps to go here as he flashes by the start-finish line for Tyler Bentley in the 55 as we near the end of this event. And a familiar sight in the Throwback Series, the orange, yellow, and white 55 Martin Sports Pontiac leads the way one more time. The battle between Schrader and French, by the way, continues to rage on. Chad French trying everything he can to stay with Schrader. Schrader's found another gear here late in the going. It's just unfortunate that he is already a minute behind our leader and 38 seconds behind Travis Elliott in 2nd. Oh, I believe he slipped up just another time here. Has Schrader, not really, as he puts 3 seconds on Chad French, and the field one more time settles back out. A battle potentially beginning here for 6th. DeBorgia and Matt Hayden. There goes Matt Hayden on by. That's for the 6th position. DeBorgia drops to 7th. Hunter Carlson starts to put him under fire for that position as well. Going to try to keep eyes here as long as there's not a better battle on the racetrack. We're going to keep eyes on the leader, Tyler Bentley, as he runs the final 15 laps of this event. Into the final 3rd of this one. We'll see if he can bring it home here for his 7th win of the season. It's a good sign for the 55 when he goes to victory lane because it typically means a win streak. As this season he has 2 different occurrences where he won 3 races in a row. So a good sign going into the Pocono race next week. $14 to go here for our leader, Tyler Bentley. If you're just joining me, OP Racing Throwback Series penultimate, round 15 here from Sonoma Raceway. Tyler Bentley has led wire to wire in this one. Has yet to make a major mistake and is 14 laps from his 7th victory of the season. Travis Elliott, Christian Schrader, Chad French, Brian Elmore are your lead lap cars. They are the top 5 with 14 laps to go here from Sonoma, as Bentley looks to put away another trip to victory lane and continue his dominant run this season. Problems for Adam Green, the 777, as he got up the hill towards the opening corners. This actually happened right in front of our 2nd place car, Travis Elliott. That was close there. Brian Elmore gets himself back on the lead lap. In fact, Tyler has just caught him, actually, and will put him a lap down. At least 4 cars on the lead lap. As 13 laps remain here from the Sonoma Raceway. And if you've been watching any of this season's events here on the OP Racing Throwback Series, you'd know this is not anything different from the norm for Tyler Bentley. As we've said, his 7th victory awaits here after another 13 laps at Sonoma, and what a win it would be for him if he can get the job done going into next week, where he's already clinched the championship. And you know, I'll tell you what, my apologies. I've been shorting him one. He actually won the event 3 weeks ago in Dover as well, so this will be his 8th win of the season. I was unable to broadcast that race, but he did bring home the victory there as well. So it is actually going to be his 8th victory of this first OP Racing Throwback Series season. Trouble. Peter DeBorges around here in the hairpin in the 40. You saw him go off just at the tail end of that camera shot with Tyler Bentley. And we'll see it right here. Oh boy, big loose is the 40. Catches the tire barrier, slides it. He's all kinds of out of whack here before the hairpin has to come back on and get it back under power. He does. Somehow keeps that car from getting any kind of major damage. Down through the S's one more time, 12 to go. For Tyler Bentley in the 55, he stretched the lead to 35 seconds. Tyler Bentley cementing this as quite possibly his best, most consistent, most dominant effort of this season. It's tough to say because there's been a lot of them. You could argue that tonight is Tyler Bentley in peak form. He has been in flow state since we took the green flag. Wrestled the lead from Christian Schrader on the opening lap and has never looked back. "11 laps remain. The battle for third has cooled off as Christian Schrader has pulled 3.5 seconds on Chad French. There are no battles within more than about 2.5 seconds so far on the racetrack, at least at this point in time. And so we will continue to keep it here on the leader, Tyler Bentley, as he will put lap number 47 on the board next time by, and that will mean we are in the final 10 laps of tonight's event from the Sonoma Raceway. The first wire-to-wire green flag race that we have had all season is going to come at our first road course stop of the season. And that's not to say that we've had a bunch of caution-filled races, a bunch of yellow flag pacing races. We have not had that. That's not been the case. There's been a few, mostly on the shorter venues on this schedule, but for the most part, it's been very clean racing overall. 3, 4, 5 cautions the norm for a pretty much half-distance race, about half the normal NASCAR Winston Cup distance. 3, 4, 5 cautions tonight, though, with the absence of full course cautions. Obviously, very easy to go wire to wire, and now with 10 laps to go, we are 10 laps from making the wire-to-wire green flag race a reality. And that's 100% what Tyler Bentley is hoping for right about now, is that this race just calmly reaches its conclusion. As he cruises off into the sunset for what will be his 8th victory of this season. Can't speak enough to the recovery of Christian Schrader tonight. The 12 knocked the alignment out of that machine. Had to go to pit road, had to be towed to pit road. Was able to not only leave pit road quickly, but remain on the lead lap. And that is a huge accomplishment for the driver of the 12, at least to this point. He currently runs in the 3rd position. Slated for a very great run here tonight. The 12, certainly one of the more consistent drivers over the latter part of the season. It almost makes you wonder what kind of championship battle we would have if Strader had run a full season. We obviously have not seen Isaiah Dupree in several weeks. The battles that he and Tyler Bentley shared in the early portions of this season created a great championship battle. But it does make you wonder if that was a 3 or 4 or more car battle, if we'd had a few of these guys run a full slate. And Christian Strader certainly is one of those guys that has had speed everywhere we go. You can't say enough as well about the run of Travis Elliott. We talk about the fact that he is Mr. Consistent as well as Tyler Bentley. It seems like everywhere we go, he has the speed to be the class of the field and run very well inside the top 3, well inside the top 3. And again, tonight, no exception as he runs in the 2nd position. Can't say enough about the guys running 4th or 5th either. Chad French, I said earlier he'd had a quietly consistent year, and that is absolutely the case. Hard to be disappointed with the season that Chad French has had. Feels like just consistency every time we see him. And then Brian Elmore, the 39, feels like has picked up several gears over the past several weeks, and tonight really putting it all together. And is on track for a 5th place finish tonight, which would be his best effort to this point in the OP Racing Throwback Series. Matt Hayden has stuck with it all season as well. Seems like a name we have called out so many times. He has put together a good effort tonight. Hunter Carlson, just as Christian Strader has done, has found speed over the latter parts of the season. It almost makes you wonder if he had run a whole season where he would be in the championship battle. Peter DeBorge's one-off start, running 8th currently, well inside the top 10. Good run for the 40. Cody Eldred, another guy that has found improvement through the season, found speed at many venues as we've gone throughout the season. Bo Benham, our Daytona winner in the season opener, rounding out the top 10. Adam Green in the 777, running in the 11th position. Eric Kosciolik, 12th. Alex Green, 13th, and Jimmy Fitzmaurice, 14th. All guys that have had speed at times. Alex Green, our Talladega winner from a few weeks ago. But all guys that have found misfortune tonight. Unlucky with the placement of the incidents they were involved in, unfortunately. And now, tonight certainly not the run they hoped for, but one more chance to bounce back for those drivers next week in Pocono. Chad French has gone back on by Christian Strader as he had an issue there on the exit of turn number 5, and this battle is going to happen right in front of the leader, Tyler Bentley. Look at this timing. Bentley catches these two cars to try to put them a lap down as they catch Adam Green, and as Christian Strader has another mishap there on the exit of turn number 5. This is going to get very interesting here for the leader, Tyler Bentley. Tries to take a look on Strader. Can't do it. Adam Green coming back across the racetrack. Bentley has to bail out and slow down. No harm, no foul somehow for either of those drivers. And now we watch the leader catch the battle for 3rd. Inside of 7 laps to go to be 6 right here. How hard does Tyler Bentley push this? He knows this is a battle for position. He has plenty of room. If he would like to rather ride behind these guys for the last 6 laps of this race, he's got plenty of time to give here. 42 seconds. Let's see what he decides to do as he catches the back of Christian Strader. And I believe he may opt for that option. As Strader and French continue to battle for the 3rd position. We'll go up here and watch this battle between these two drivers. The 93 is way loose down towards turn 5. He has to get it back under power, and now, unfortunately, will get passed by Strader and Tyler Bentley. So French loses the 3rd position. Now loses a lap as well. Bentley down through the S's. Chad French will probably have one or two more looks at Strader in the latter portion of this race. We'll see if he can get back to him. Five laps to go here, passing the start-finish line for Tyler Bentley. As he comes up the hill through turns 1, now 2 and 3. As well as 4, and now down the hill towards turn number 5. Down the hill comes Tyler Bentley in the 55, headed back towards the hairpin. As he continues to lead the way and really begins to close in now. He can certainly see that win here just over the horizon. Christian Strader runs wide in the hairpin. That's going to give Chad French perhaps another look at it here. So maybe the battle for third will heat back up. We'll see. 4 laps to go here from Sonoma. Tyler Bentley continues to lead. Chad French now sees another opportunity here at the back of the 12 of Christian Strader. Let's see if French can make anything happen in the last few laps of this one. That battle may just materialize. About 3 car lengths right now. You see it behind the leader, Tyler Bentley, as he's through turn number 7. And down through the S's, he'll go past Bo Benham. Down to the hairpin one more time. They go past Alex Green. French, a hard dive into the turn 11 hairpin. Strader gets a little bit loose, and now the battle is on. It's for third. 3 laps to go here from Sonoma. Bentley flashes past the line. The battle will be here. Chad French, Grease Lightning, putting the pressure on the back end of Christian Strader. Can you get it done? Chad French looking to complete his first podium of the season. At least the first one we have here live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Strader loose again. Trying to drive the wheels off this car, maintaining third. He's doing everything he can. He puts a little bit more time once again here on Chad French. Through turn 7, now down the S's, down the hill towards another turn, and now he begins to put some more daylight between himself and Chad French. Through 11 and now down to the start-finish line once again. It'll be 2 more times around Sonoma for Tyler Bentley in the 55. 2 laps to go here from Sonoma. Up the hill, now down towards turn number 5. You watch for a mistake None to be found so far. Through 5 and now headed for 7. Down through the S's. And now to 10. Negotiates Kosciolek. And now to the hairpin. And as he comes off of this corner, this flash by the start-finish line will make this race official. And he will get to the start-finish line. A white flag one more time around Sonoma for Tyler Bentley. In search of his 8th checkered flag of the season. A run unlike anything we have seen, anything I have seen in my time behind the microphone. Tyler Bentley, on the night he clinches the championship, is putting on a fantastic, flawless, mistake-free effort. There were several times this season that you could tell that Tyler Bentley had the car to beat and was the championship favorite and was probably going to run away with the points battle. I think tonight eclipses those moments, all of them. Truly, perhaps his most flawless run. And as he goes into one final corner, this surely will solidify one of the most dominant runs in OP history. Tyler Bentley off turn number 11, through the kink into the start-finish line. He's going to do it one more time. Tyler Bentley wins at Sonoma. Travis Elliott finishes in the 2nd position as he makes his final run around this speedway. He will come down through the hairpin as well. We'll watch him make this final run. So he comes off turn number 11. He will run to the end as well. Christian Schrader finishes 3rd, and Tyler Bentley is burning it down on the exit of turn number 5. A happy man tonight. Another victory on the ledger of Tyler Bentley. He goes to 7. He's burning it down over here as well. Well deserved. You can tell how much this one means to him. One of the most intense celebrations we've seen out of the 55 to this point this season. It's back-to-back wins again. He's going to drift it through the S's. Shades of Sebastian Marin after his win several weeks ago in Charlotte. He's going to celebrate now on the flat here in turn number 11 as well. Still burning it down is Tyler Bentley. We'll continue to give him an opportunity to celebrate here as he has earned a platform. And he may celebrate again here on the front stretch as well. So we'll go into our post-race show here. Trying to work out some post-race interview things tonight. I think I have a solution. We'll get to that here in just a moment. But first, we'll go through your finishing results from Sonoma Raceway. And here they are. As Tyler Bentley wins his 8th race of the season in the 55 machine. He clinched the championship. You'll get to hear from him in a moment. We'll talk to him about the championship specifically next week, but tonight's effort here in just a moment. Travis Elliott, another fantastic run for him in the 51. He finishes 2nd. Christian Strader comes home in the 3rd position in the 12. Chad French comes home 4th tonight in the 93. Hunter Carlson comes home in the 5th position. Brian Elmore in 6th. Matt Hayden 7th. Pete DeBorgia in 8th. Cody Eldred in 9th. And Bo Benham finishes in the 10th position. Adam Green finishes 11th. Eric Kosciolek finishes 12th. Alex Green finishes 13th. And Jimmy Fitzmaurice, the last car to take the grid tonight, in 14th. Anthony English unable to take the grid here tonight from Sonoma. So, we're going to go into your post-race show here from Sonoma. And get to hear from your top 3 here tonight. Actually, it'll be your top 2 tonight. As Christian Strader is having some microphone issues. Unfortunately, tonight you will not be able to hear from the driver of the 12. Wanted to hear from Chad French, who finished 4th, but he has departed Discord here, so unable to talk to him as well. So we'll stick to the top 2 here for tonight's post-race interviews. And that starts the man who finished 2nd. Man, we gotten awfully used to talking to. We're going to make sure we're all set to go for these post-race interviews, and we are. And we will get to hear from Travis Elliott in the 51 about his effort here tonight. Hey, Travis, it's Dawson up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Well, you come home 2nd tonight, wire-to-wire green flag racing, so take me through it. It was another good effort from you. We saw you bounce between about 2nd and 5th all night long, but in the end, you drive away at the end. You come home 2nd. Take me through your efforts tonight and how it feels to come home with a 2nd-place run.
I mean, all I wanted to do was be consistent, and I felt like I was pretty consistent with my lap times. The big thing about road racing is just making little mistakes that add up, and I had a couple moments where I missed a braking point and lost a couple spots, and then just got my nose down and ended up getting the better of the people I was racing around. But yeah, there was no way I was going to catch the 55. Hats off to him. He's a freak of nature when it comes to driving. Apparently any kind of surface.
Well, certainly another dominant effort from Tyler tonight in the 55, but for you, it seems like it's become a norm here for you to be on the podium in these races across all kinds of disciplines. So just kind of take me through, the preparation that goes into a race like this. We go from the ovals to the road course tonight. Just kind of take me through what it's like to have to kind of switch your mind and prepare for a different kind of course.
I would say the biggest thing is just figuring out braking points. Because when you're running ovals, it's a lot of lifting and trail braking and stuff like that. With this, it's actually like getting into the brake, so that's probably the most difficult part, and just being confident in your braking. As far as just doing what you do is just going out there and running consistent laps, and that translates both to oval and especially road.
Well, it certainly translated for you tonight. You come home in the 2nd position. So while I've got you up here for a second, anybody you'd like to thank or shout out?
I just want to shout out you guys at Turn 3 for doing awesome jobs on the broadcast. I want to thank my spotter, Colin, for doing a great job. I just want to shout out the city of Baltimore.
All right. Well, congratulations on a second place effort tonight. A fantastic run for you. Another podium finish. You come home second. Go enjoy it. Go celebrate. And we will see you next week.
See ya.
Travis Elliott in the 51, finishing second tonight. And that will bring us to the man of the hour, the man who we have talked to so many times this season, the man who clinched the championship tonight. We'll talk to him about the championship next week before we begin our race in Pocono. Tonight, we'll talk to him about his efforts here at Sonoma and see how he got to his 8th win of the season. Hey, Tyler, it's Dawson in the booth. You got a copy?
Sir, I got you.
Well, first off, I mean, how do you continue to do this? It feels like we've talked to you a number of times so far this season. You go to another different discipline. You go onto the road course and put on, quite frankly, what I called your most dominant effort of the season. Take me through it. What went into preparing for this race, and how did you manage to put on such a dominant effort?
Man, I just go out here and do what I can do. I've said this before a bunch of times. I love running road courses with the stock cars, you know, whether it's the A, B, or C, or this Gen 4. It's something I love to do. I love the challenge of it. I love figuring out how to wheel these things around these racetracks. And here tonight, I mean, it was tough to handle. I mean, it was as slick as a track that I can ever remember being on. So you really had to finesse this car around Sonoma. But I had such a blast, and you know, preparation. I practice whenever I can, and I mean, that's really about it. I don't run a ton of laps, but I just practice whenever I get a chance.
Well, it pays off for you here tonight, and it's your 8th win of the season, and we go into the final race of the year. We'll get to talk to you a little bit about the championship next week before the race at Pocono, but you go into your final race of the season. You've had such a dominant run so far. What are you looking to do next week to cap off this incredible season?
I just want to go out there and have a good solid run. You know, maybe we contend for the win again next week. You know, I want a solid top 3 for sure to cap off this awesome season for here with OP. Definitely had a lot of fun, and yeah, just going to enjoy it, man. It's been a great season.
Well, absolutely it has, and you win again tonight in Sonoma, the 8th win of the season here for you in round number 15. So while I've got you up here for a second, anybody you'd like to thank or shout out?
As always, I want to shout out my team DFCTR, and I had a very good friend up on the pit box tonight, just guiding me through, letting me know lap times, Tim Henderson, so thank him, and for supplying all my paints that I put on when I'm on the track.
All right, well, congratulations on a victory here tonight and on the run so far you've had this season. Go enjoy it. Go celebrate. We will see you to end the season next week in Pocono.
Thank you, sir.
Tyler Bentley in the 55 gets the job done one more time here in Sonoma. What a race it was for him. What a race it was here at Sonoma. Wire-to-wire green. Tyler Bentley leads all but one lap here at Sonoma and gets another victory here at the Sonoma Raceway. That will just about do it here for us from Sonoma. Come back next week, same time here on the Turn 3 Racing Network as we wrap up our coverage of the OP Racing Throwback Series from Pocono Raceway next week about 9 o'clock as we bring you the final race of the season. As Tyler Bentley celebrates his championship next week, we'll have a pre-race interview with Tyler talking about the championship, talking about the season as we prepare to wrap up this season. Head over to Ghost Racing Network right now. It is live on the Ghost Racing Network. PGR Championship Night from Talladega. Go check that out. I'll be on the call of that race here shortly. I'm heading over there right now when we get off the air here. Hope to see you all there for that incredible race. What a stacked field we've got over there. Malik Ray, Colin Bowden, Garrett Maines, as well as the usual Money Racing crowd. I know there were several other names I think that were going to be able to be in that field, so go check out that race for sure as we head over to the Ghost Racing Network. We start our Monday season of OP Racing Super Speedway Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. On Monday night, we start the Craftsman Truck Monday Premier Series for OP Racing's Super Speedway division, and I will be on the track for that one. KR Stolfus will have all the action for you here on Turn 3 Racing Network as I make my Monday Premier Series debut. Look forward to seeing you there. Continue to watch Wednesdays as well here on the Turn 3 Racing Network and check out some more content as the week goes on. Head over to Ghost Racing Network for PGR Championship Night. That does it for me for the Turn 3 Racing Network. My name is Dawson Wise. You've been watching the OP Racing the OP Racing Throwback Series from Sonoma. Tyler Bentley gets the job done here in round 15. We will see you next week at 9 o'clock for the race from Pocono. Until